Here are your Beyond the Gates spoilers for next week. Here's a look ahead at the episodes we'll see from Monday, October 27th to Friday, October 31st, 2025. We kick off the week with an attempt at the most awful pairing, or the best pairing, depending on how you look at it. At the Fairmont Crest Country Club, Leslie says to Haley at an adjacent table, "Imagine what we could accomplish if we pool our resources. This would be absolutely dreadful for the residents and our favorite characters, but imagine the drama, I say." At Uptown, resident bad boy Isaiah and Eva are chatting it up, and Eva tells Isaiah, "If you're looking to hang out with someone until we both figure things out, I'd be down with that." "That sounds like a plan," says Isaiah. These two are going to heat our screens, and Isaiah will definitely make news around here. Samantha is just taking some menus to a table at Uptown when she overhears Kat and Chelsea talking about Kat's love life with Tomas. Chelsea looks extremely uncomfortable as Kat says, "The way Tomas can't get enough of me these days." The look on Samantha's face is one of excited delight, and it seems to be giving the young girl some ideas. A bad idea is what gave Samantha the very next scene. Samantha and her boyfriend are making out on the couch at her home, in the middle of the lounge, when they start to get very heated, when in walks her parents. Smitty is furious and yells, "Samantha Richardson Smith!" The boyfriend hurriedly gets off Samantha, looking scared, and Samantha wishes she could hide under the couch and can't believe what just happened. This week, things are going to get very intense between Nicole, Ted, and Carlton. It starts with Danny and Nicole having a conversation at the FC Country Club. Danny tells Nicole that she is too nice, and that Ted has given her the ultimate hall pass to do whatever she likes with whomever she desires. Then, here it comes, the confrontation. Ted sees Nicole and Carlton together at the hospital where they all work, and Ted tells Carlton that he knew he always had a crush on his wife. Things get even more heated, and Carlton offers that the truth hurts, to which Ted replies, "Not as much as my fist is going to hurt going upside your head." The two are now squaring off beside the nurse's station, and this, soap fans, is going to be a theatrical and very soapy week here on Beyond the Gates. Hey babes, welcome back to Gossip Delight. It's your girl Daisy, and trust me, today's tea is scorching, steamy, and absolutely unmissable. Buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday, October 27th. Hint that Leslie Thomas will make an unsettling proposal to someone, while June and Samantha Richardson will be at odds. This is weird, because the two have been bonding up a storm lately. In fact, June encouraged Samantha to let her sparkle shine on social media, which caught the attention of her romantic interest, Nathan. Samantha was overjoyed at Nathan reaching out after June's advice, so why will the teen be upset at her bio mom? Across town, Catherine Kat Richardson will give Isaiah Hawthorne an earful. While Isaiah is new to BTG fans, he is Jacob Hawthorne's younger brother, so this likely won't be their first meeting. Will Kat find out about Isaiah's flirty encounter with her sister Eva Thomas? She may issue a warning to stay far away, but it doesn't sound like he'll heed her advice. Meanwhile, Beyond the Gate spoilers for the October 27th episode imply that Danny Dupree will encourage Nicole and Richardson to make a bold move. From the looks of the BTG preview for this week, this might be about Carlton Fitzgerald. Nicole has been flirting with Ted Richardson's friend and business partner, but they haven't done that much more. Will Danny give Nicole the boost in confidence she needs to cross a line with her hot new love interest? Only time will tell. Finally, Leslie will present an unsettling offer to Haley Hamilton. Leslie already suggested the two form an alliance some weeks back, but Haley fluffed it off. BTG fans know that Haley chomping at the bit to off her hubby, Bill Hamilton. Haley is looking to score that sweet $10 million life insurance policy, and she's getting some help from her cousin and co-conspirator, Randy Parker, to slowly poison her husband. With that said, Haley and Randy have been close to getting caught. So could the two be talking about their plan, only for Leslie to overhear as she lurks in the shadows somewhere? Beyond the Gates, spoilers imply that Leslie may even blackmail Haley into helping her ruin the Duprees and get Ted back. So it'll be interesting to see what goes down during the October 27th episode between these two. BTG spoiler alert! Here are your Beyond the Gates spoilers for the week of Monday, October 27th, to Friday, October 31st, 2025. Be sure to tune in to CBS every weekday to see how everything plays out in Fairmont Crest. Danny pushes Nicole to make a bold move. Haley is unsettled by Leslie's offer of an alliance. Samantha and June are at odds. Isaiah gets an earful from Kat. Anita and Vernon have a long overdue discussion with Martin and Smitty. Ted and Carlton go to war. Chelsea and Kat's candid conversation causes someone close to them to enact an impulsive plan. Wednesday, October 29th, Joey reminds Elin who holds the cards in their unholy alliance. Vanessa makes her priorities clear to Danny. Samantha angers both of her dads. One Dupree is forced to answer some tough questions, while Isaiah ponders making a life-changing decision. A run-in with Andre pushes Derek to ask Ashley for a wedding update. Ted and Leslie try to forge a new path forward. Tyrell defends his sister's honor, which impresses Jessica. Vernon and Nicole's Halloween plans are interrupted by an interloper, followed by family members seeking some much-needed advice. Anita's twist to an upcoming annual event could help heal old wounds. Bill buys his wife some peace of mind, while Haley is rattled by a run-in with Joey. Beyond the Gates, spoilers for the week of October 27 to 31 indicate things will get mighty awkward when Bradley Smitty Smith and Martin Richardson catch Samantha Richardson Smith making out with her boyfriend, Nathan. Plus, Ted Richardson threatens Carlton Fitzgerald. The CBS soap just released its promo video for the next 5 days, and it'll be another explosive week in Fairmont Crest. The BTG video opens with Haley Hamilton and Leslie Thomas at the Fairmont Crest Country Club. While the two ladies are dining at different tables, Leslie calls out to Haley from across the way, stating, "Imagine what we could accomplish if we pooled our resources." Haley is scrolling through a tablet and looks annoyed at the very thought of it all. Still, Haley almost got caught twice during the week of October 2024, as it relates to her plan to get rid of her husband, Bill Hamilton. Is there a chance that Leslie overhears a conversation that Haley has with her co-conspirator and cousin, Randy Parker? Is that why Leslie is suggesting an alliance? Across town at Uptown, Isaiah Hawthorne and Eva Thomas are picking up where they left off from their last encounter. Eva suggests to the newcomer that if he's looking to hang out with someone until we both figure things out, that she'd be down for that. Isaiah happily replies, "Sounds like a plan." Jacob Hawthorne's little brother had quite their flirty exchange with Eva this past week, so will they take things to the next level? Speaking of relationships moving forward, as the BTG promo progresses, Catherine "Kat" Richardson is also at Uptown with Chelsea Hamilton. Kat's telling her cousin and bestie about her bedroom escapades with Tomas Navarro. As Kat goes on, Samantha can be seen from across the establishment, listening in, unbeknownst to the two ladies. Samantha's shocked by what she's hearing, and as the scenes in the preview video shift, the next one lands on a clip of Samantha kissing her new boyfriend on the couch. Things are getting pretty hot and heavy until Smitty and Martin walk in. Samantha's dad is outraged as he screams, "Samantha Richardson Smith!" Nathan jumps off Samantha quickly. As the Beyond the Gates promo for the week of October 27 to 31 wraps up, Danny Dupree and Nicole Richardson are at the country club. Danny tells her sissy, "You are too nice. Ted is giving you the ultimate hall pass to do whatever you want, with whomever you desire." Meanwhile, Nicole gives her sister a smug look. The final scene is of Nicole between Ted and Carlton at the hospital as her estranged husband and new boyfriend exchange words. Ted notes that he knew Carlton had a crush on his wife all along. Meanwhile, Carlton replies with, "Truth hurts." This riles up Ted enough to get in Carlton's face and tell his business partner, "Not as much as my fist will hurt as it goes upside your head." Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest the week of October 27 to 31st will have plenty of interesting moments, mixed in with some romance, and as always, a ton of drama. Excited as Ridge is about a collaboration between Forrester Creations and Danny, she has to reject his offer. Why? Forrester wants to capitalize on her new marriage, but Andre is still refusing to take part. Off her call to Ridge, the model crashes Joey's quiet breakfast to demand he back off his situationship with Vanessa. They take turns trash-talking each other's relationships, with him betting $10K that her marriage won't last a year. Vanessa, fresh from having convinced Donnell to go back to school and help his twin sister grieve, interrupts Danny and Joey's conversation. Now that Donnell's gone, she's ready to go full force on becoming Joey's partner. A woman who would send her own son packing because he's in the way can only be called formidable, he admits. She invites him to spend the night at her house, but they will be in the guest suite. Taking a lover into the bed she shared with Doug is a line she's not yet ready to cross. As Derek is fantasizing about telling Ashley the secret he's been keeping, she's having an awkward as usual cross with Andre. Later, Derek and Ashley join besties Jacob and Naomi at Uptown, where both couples try and cover the fact they aren't in great spots. As they're talking, Isaiah, the sexy newcomer Eva met earlier this week, is watching. Naomi gets a bit sloppy, making more than a few cutting remarks. Speaking about Ashley and Derek's upcoming wedding, she says that if they later realize they have a relationship killing difference, it'll be too late. Excusing herself to use the restroom, she almost falls, but is caught by Isaiah, who turns out to be Jacob's brother. At the country club, Madison goes off after receiving a text from her mom, Willow. It turns out Willow is very into new age things like crystals and moon water, and it's a major issue between them. Despite Madison making it clear she's not a huge fan of social media and its influence, Chelsea asks her followers for advice on the mother and daughter conflict. Despite the majority saying she should butt out, Chelsea seems determined to help heal Madison and her mom reconnect. Off her conversation with Joey, Danny heads home to tell Andre she told Ridge they wouldn't be modeling. They talk about respecting one another and the fact that the world thought they wouldn't last a week. Yet here they are, she jokes, on week 2. Welcome to the Beyond the Gates Daily YAPP for a quick, and by that I mean you're already halfway done, recap of the most amazing or what the heck did we just watch moments on today's episode. Let's get to it. Well, that was awkward, wasn't it? The awesome foursome got together at Uptown for the first time in a while. Life had been crazy for all of them. The problem was that Jacob and Naomi's conversation about work turned sour once Jacob mentioned the word baby. Ashley and Derek rolled into Uptown and joined Jacob and Naomi. Naomi was getting lit and appeared to be trying to float her liver. It didn't take long for her to make it clear that she and Joacob were not vibing. Derek tuned out and was in his head about his legs when Jacob asked him if he was all good, and Naomi snarked, "Here he goes again, trying to steal the conversation. Can't I get any girl talk in with my friend?" Wow, but it wasn't over by a long shot. Ashley and Naomi had a talk at the bar about the pregnancy scare and how they both felt, then rejoined the boys. Naomi was so not done being snarky, and then dared to toast to more moments like this, without complications or life-changing decisions barreling at you like a freight train. Everyone looked shook at that, and Ashley said the important thing was that Derek and Ashley were committing to each other. Naomi then went too far by saying, "Yeah, that was true, and too bad if something comes up that's a deal-breaker, because you are just stuck." If things were going to get rocky before, I'm sure Jacob feels embarrassed by her outbursts all night and will want to have a proper talk with her when they get home. Want more details? We got you! Soap Central has the best full recaps on the internet. You can even go back over 30 years and read each and every one of them. If you can't wait until the next episode, we have daily spoilers too. And whatever you do this weekend, do not. Seriously, do not. Forget to read the 2 scoops for some laughs in the as close as we can come to being a watching party without actually being a show. And the best part is if you agree or disagree, we want to know. As always, share your comments below. Next week on Beyond the Gates, spoilers for Octo 27 to 31 reveal that Ted Richardson and Carlton Fitzgerald go to war over Nicole. Meanwhile, Leslie Thomas suggests that she and Haley Hamilton form an alliance, and more. Soap Opera News has the scoop, and the spoiler video you don't want to miss. First up, Scheming Leslie is at it again. This time hoping to form an alliance with another master manipulator, Haley. At the country club, Leslie points out that they could accomplish so much more if they joined forces. But according to spoilers, Haley isn't entirely sold on the idea. Leslie's offer leaves her more unsettled than intrigued, Will she take the bait or turn her down flat? Meanwhile, Eva crosses paths with Isaiah again at Uptown. She tells him that if he's looking for someone to hang out with, while they both figure things out, she's game. Isaiah seems on board, replying that it sounds like a plan. Could this casual connection turn into something deeper? Elsewhere in Fairmont Crest, Samantha overhears a juicy conversation between Kat and Chelsea, and her jaw practically hits the floor when she hears Kat brag that Tomas can't get enough of her these days. But the next thing we see is that Samantha and Nathan are making out on the couch back home. Unfortunately for them, her dads, Smitty and Martin, walk in, and they are furious. "Samantha Richardson Smith!" Smitty bellows, and you can bet that name drop means she's in big trouble. In other Beyond the Gates news, Danny is catching up with Nicole at the country club, and let's just say she's got some bold, sisterly advice. Danny tells Nicole she's way too nice and reminds her that Ted practically gave her a free pass to do whatever she wants. And speaking of Ted, things get tense at the hospital when he and Carlton clash. Ted accuses his friend of always having a crush on his wife, and Carlton fires back that, "The truth hurts." Ted's response? "Not as much as my fist is going to hurt going inside your head," he growls, getting right up in Carlton's face. Ouch! Things are about to get explosive. Catch all the drama in the Beyond the Gates spoiler video for the week of Oct 27 to 31 below. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Friday, October 24th suggest the Bold and the Beautiful's Ridge, Forrester, will take a meeting with Danny Dupree, while Joey Armstrong presents an offer to someone within the Dupree family. While BTG fans saw Ridge during the Tuesday, October 21st show, he was still in Los Angeles at Forrester Creations. He talked to Pamela Curtis on the phone about featuring Danny and her hubby, Andre Richardson, in a company campaign, which was a dream come true for Danny. Throughout her past modeling career, Danny never scored a contract with the famous fashion house and was chomping at the bit to accept Ridge's proposal. However, Andre was hesitant. Ironically, earlier on in the October 21st episode, Bill Hamilton's PI, who was looking into Andre's past, brought something interesting to his boss's attention. The fact that Andre stopped allowing public photos of himself about a year ago. Bill asked him to look into it, and a new storyline involving a secret from Andre's recent past seems to be brewing. With that said, what will Danny tell Ridge during their meeting? And is there any way she can sway Andre to be a part of the Forrester Creations campaign? Only time will tell. Across town, Joey will have some sort of offer for someone in the Dupree family, so this might be about Martin Richardson. Things are going so well for him and Bradley "Smitty" Smith, so they need some sort of drama to rock the boat, right? Fans may recall that Martin approached Joey when Chelsea Hamilton was kidnapped. The casino owner promised Martin that he would owe him, so it looks like he may have to pay up during the October 24th episode. Meanwhile, Beyond the Gates spoilers suggest something will spark Chelsea to take control of a situation. Could Allison still be stalking her from prison? Speaking of Joey, his love interest, Vanessa McBride, will have a heated confrontation with her son, Donald McBride. The two won't land on the same page where Donald's future is concerned. Vanessa is eager for Donald to return to school, but he may want to stay put. While she loves her son, she does have to watch her back when it comes to her new business and new romance with Joey, as she doesn't want Donnell to find out about either. Still, it sounds like Donnell wants to stay home a little longer, so will they reach a compromise? Elsewhere, BTG spoilers for Friday imply Jacob Hawthorne will deal with some family issues of his own. Isaiah Hawthorne debuted during the Wednesday, October 22nd episode, and it looks like he may not have informed his older brother Jacob that he was in town. Jacob will have an unexpected encounter with someone, so it sounds like the two will run into each other. Beyond the Gates spoilers hint that it'll be interesting to see Jacob's reaction when he realizes Isaiah is home, and if he'll be happy to see his brother or annoyed. Naomi's worry that Jacob will resent her could strain their marriage. The results are in on Naomi's pregnancy test. There will not be a bundle of joy coming to Beyond the Gates. In fact, joy is currently absent from the Hawthorne household due to this stalemate about having children. Jacob is trying to love their way past it. But Naomi is concerned that love won't be enough to hold off the resentment he may harbor over not being a father. Naomi's turmoil over the possibility of being pregnant confirmed to her that she does not want to bring a child into her marriage with Jacob. Motherhood isn't on the list of what will make her happy in life. Naomi's stance puts her at odds with her husband, who clearly wants to be a father. It's important to be open and honest about a desire, or lack thereof, to have children well before exchanging vows. That's so there isn't a heartbreaking stalemate about the issue after a couple has promised their lives to each other. Unfortunately, Naomi and Jacob are dealing with a difference of opinion on parenthood that's often a deal-breaker. While both sides have valid points, no one should have a child or children if they don't want to be a parent. This isn't something anyone can compromise on. You're either going to raise a baby with someone, or you are not. So the choice then is to sacrifice one's own desires to support the desires of one's spouse. Naomi has made it clear she's not going to be the one who does so, leaving Jacob to reconcile with shelving the possibility of being a parent. He told his wife that he can make that choice, that what they have together is enough, but Naomi doesn't believe him. She had to put a stop to their tendency to fall back on intimacy, to avoid talking through a problem. Her worry over Jacob's feelings has her in knots. However, her concern could be the very thing that causes trouble in their marriage. Naomi feels whole in her bond with Jacob. Their covenant is bound by their commitment to each other, and she needs nothing but his love to sustain their marriage. However, she's not secure in Jacob's assertion that he feels the same way. Their opposing viewpoints on adding a child to their family of two have shaken the foundation of what she's held sacred. Now, she's not sure if she'll be enough for him, even though he says she is. The fear that Jacob will come to resent her sits at the core of her worry. And it's that fear that could do her marriage in if she's not careful. No one wants to be told how they're feeling or how they might feel down the road. They also don't want to navigate a relationship where the other person is constantly waiting for the other shoe to drop. That might be what happens with her and Jacob if Naomi continues to insist that she's taking something from him. It's true that Jacob is losing the possibility of being a father by choosing to spend his life with Naomi. But that's his decision to make, not hers. He could come to resent her, or he could do the emotional work necessary to move past his desire for a child and seek comfort and solace in their love. People make sacrifices for the ones they love every day, and they don't always come to resent those decisions or regret them. If Jacob can accept that Naomi doesn't want children, then she'll have to accept that he's willing not to have them so he can be with her. Acceptance, in this case, is a two-way street. Their marriage will only get back on track if she lets him grieve what could have been without making herself feel terrible for choosing what's right for her. Life post-reveal and post-vow renewal is hitting different for Haley, Martin, and Smitty. On Thursday, October 23, 2025, the episode of Beyond the Gates featured Haley stepping up her plan to drug Bill. Martin and Smitty enjoyed their post-vow renewal bliss. Ever since the reveal that Haley is nothing but a con artist, and since the Smith-Richardsons said "I do" all over again, we can't get enough of their scenes. Haley showing her true colors is the best thing that's happened for the character. Before the big reveal, we knew nothing about the character other than she was Naomi's bestie, who had climbed the social ladder to become Bill's new trophy wife. But there were hints at so much more. And now that we know that she and Randy are cousins who con together, Haley's actions have been downright devilish, and that makes for riveting TV. Image credit CBS/Paramount. In Thursday's episode, she continued microdosing Bill and his tea. The first time, she was unsuccessful, but at the law firm, she managed to get him to drink the laced concoction. What's even more fun is that we get to hear some of the things that she is thinking. For instance, it's clear she has snowed Caroline and has been using her. But that may not last for much longer, because Haley isn't appreciating the fact that Caroline might be getting suspicious of her. In fact, we might need to start worrying about Caroline's safety, because if she becomes too much of a nosy biatch, Haley and Randy might have to eliminate the obstacle. Haley's facial expressions, her conversations with Randy, and her willingness to go the extra mile to find that life insurance policy helped make Thursday's episode so much fun. If you think back a few months to the beginning of the series, we were struggling to figure out how Martin and Smitty were together. They weren't on the same page, and their interactions were cold and distant. The couple was broken, we know now. There were massive secrets that kept them from connecting on any sort of level. Post-vow renewal, and it looks like we're seeing a Martin and Smitty that we've never seen before. Their interactions are now enjoyable, and they communicate with each other regularly. Who knows if this will last? We're super curious what Smitty's new article feature is about. He already told Martin that he didn't want to share it yet. This could mean it has to do with Martin's family again. For now, Martin and Smitty are joking with each other. Martin couldn't wait to tell his husband about how Kat broke Tomas's penis organ. They also discussed Martin's parents' divorce and how they felt bad for them. The only thing we'd love to see is the show incorporating Smitty's family. Is there anybody on his side of things that could be introduced? That dynamic might be interesting and dramatic. Beyond the Gates spoilers indicate that the soap just released its preview for the week of October 27 to 31, and there are some massive bombshells ahead. What's set to unravel? Read more below. The Beyond the Gates promo video for the week of October 27 to 31 opens with Leslie Thomas and Haley Hamilton at the Fairmont Crest Country Club. They are at different tables, as Leslie is telling Bill Hamilton's wife that, "Imagine what we could accomplish if we pooled our resources." Haley is looking at a tablet and almost rolls her eyes at the suggestion. However, has Leslie overheard a conversation that she shouldn't? Haley has been a bit sloppy with her scheming lately. Does Leslie know that Haley's looking to off her husband? As the BTG promo progresses, the next scene is one with Isaiah Hawthorne and Eva Thomas at Uptown. Eva tells Jacob Hawthorne's little brother that if he's looking to hang out with someone until we both figure things out, that she'd be down for that. He replies with a smile, "Sounds like a plan." Looks like it won't take long for these two to hook up. Meanwhile, Samantha Richardson will get some sizzling ideas from her cousin, Catherine "Kat" Richardson. In the preview video, Kat is shown at Uptown talking about her steamy encounters with Tomas Navarro to Chelsea Hamilton. Unbeknownst to them, Samantha is listening in, with a wide-eyed grin. As the scenes in the promo shift, Samantha is then shown on the couch, getting hot and heavy with Nathan. Of course, as the two are making out, Samantha's two dads walk in, as Bradley "Smitty" Smith yell, "Samantha Richardson Smith!" As the Beyond the Gates preview winds down, Danny Dupree is at the Fairmont Crest Country Club with her sissy Nicole Richardson. Danny notes, "You are too nice. Ted is giving you the ultimate hall pass to do whatever you want, with whomever you desire." Nicole looks on with a smirk on her face. As the final clip unfolds, Nicole is at the hospital with Ted and Carlton Fitzgerald. Ted tells Carlton that he always knew that he had a crush on his wife, as Carlton shrugs and says, "Truth hurts." Yeah, this is when Ted exclaims, "Not as much as my fist will hurt as it goes upside your head," as he barrels toward his ex-best friend and business partner. Next week on Beyond the Gates, Halloween brings tricks, treats, and terrifying truths. Next week on Beyond the Gates, it's Halloween, so expect plenty of tricks, treats, and threats. Let's just hope no blood is shed. Look for Leslie to make a stab at a new alliance, leaving Haley unsettled, while she's rattled when she and Joey come face to face. Meanwhile, Joey focuses on his powerful and very secret alliance with Chief of Police Elon Hawthorne. Elon may not be happy with the sudden attention. Elon's son and Jacob's brother, Isaiah, has been back in town for 2 seconds and will already get an earful from Kat in the Monday spoilers. By Friday, the ghouls and goblins of the DMV get together for a big event that Anita throws. What is this twist that will help heal old wounds? Will this have to do with Barbara and her daughter Leslie? Here's the breakdown of what's coming up for the week of October 27th to 31st, 2025. Monday, October 27th, episode number 159. Danny pushes Nicole to make a bold move. Haley is unsettled by Leslie's offer of an alliance. Samantha and June are at odds. Isaiah gets an earful from Kat. Tuesday, October 28th. Episode 160. Anita and Vernon have a long overdue discussion with Martin and Smitty. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday, October 27th, reveal some interesting moments in Fairmont Crest. Haley Hamilton is unsettled, while Isaiah Hawthorne and Catherine Cat Richardson have a chat, and Nicole Richardson contemplates making a bold move. Learn more about what's going to go down during Monday's show below. Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday, October 27th indicate that Haley will be unsettled after an encounter with Leslie Thomas. Leslie will present an offer to align, but what will bring this all on? Haley's been a bit sloppy when it comes to her scheme to off Bill Hamilton. So will Leslie overhear a conversation Haley has with her cousin and co-conspirator, Randy Parker. Across town, Isaiah will chat with Kat, and it sounds like she'll give him an earful. As he is Jacob Hawthorne's little brother, this likely won't be their first meeting. Jacob is married to Naomi Hamilton, who is Kat's cousin, so there's a good chance they know each other from wedding festivities or Isaiah's past in Fairmont Crest. Will Kat warn him about Eva Thomas? Fans will have to tune in to find out. In other news, Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday hint that Danny Dupree will push her sissy to make a bold move. Does this have to do with Carlton Fitzgerald? The two have been flirting and have gone out, but Danny may encourage her sister to cross a line. Still, will Nicole make a steamier move on her estranged husband's business partner? Finally, Samantha Richardson will be at odds with her bio mom, June. The two have been getting along swimmingly, so what's behind this change in attitude from both June and Samantha? What storyline are you most looking forward to during Monday's show? Share your thoughts. Tune in to the CBS Soap Daily and check out CTS often for the best Beyond the Gates updates, spoilers, and news. Here's what went down Friday, October 24th, 2025, on Beyond the Gates, when tackling fashion houses and casinos were all in a day's work for Danny. Madison had a mother of a problem, and Derek was formal in keeping his secret. On Beyond the Gates, Vanessa found Donnell at the country club. He had just come off a tennis game and reminisced about how he and his mother used to play doubles against Nicole and Martin. When Donnell eyed a rematch with their friends, Vanessa announced such a game would not be possible because Donnell was going back to college. That evening, Donnell resisted, saying he had made his own decision to take the semester off. He was upset to learn that Vanessa had placed a call to the dean, assuring both Donnell's return and his absence not setting him back. Vanessa told her son that, with Doug gone, the onus was on her to make sure that their twins thrived. And she reminded Donnell how hard Doug had had to struggle to make it out of the bad neighborhood he had grown up in. Donnell knew well the story of how his dad had worked 3 jobs just to afford college, but he was still adamant that he would return to Banneker the following semester, after he saw Vanessa through Doug's death. Vanessa refused to let Donnell throw away everything Doug had sacrificed and cried that the grief-stricken Deanna needed Donnell far more than Vanessa did. Donnell sighed over Vanessa's waterworks and reluctantly agreed to resume his term. Vanessa advised him to get on the road right away, as she didn't want him driving in the dark. On her way into Orphe Jeans, Danny called fashion designer Ridge Forrester in Los Angeles. He was anxious to begin using her and Andre to promote Forrester Creations' new fragrance, even boasting that a special bottle had been created for them. Ridge was disappointed to hear that Andre wasn't comfortable with the idea of modeling, and Danny stressed that she couldn't keep pressuring her husband to do it. "All right, some other time," Ridge shrugged, as Danny hung up and saw Joey sitting at a table. When Danny seated herself across from him without invitation, Joey was amused by her chutzpah. Danny wasn't afraid to be seen with DC's most morally ambiguous businessman, and told him that, while she usually appreciated Vanessa's willingness to live life on the edge, Vanessa being in mourning was not the time for Joey to be pursuing her. She wanted the fling between Joey and Vanessa to end before Vanessa got burned while still raw from the loss of Doug. Joey traded loaded barbs with Danny. When she accused him of targeting Vanessa and being desperate for acceptance from the Fairmont Crest folk he claimed to be averse to, Joey spat that Danny had only married the younger Andre because Bill had traded her in for a younger model first. The casino owner bet Danny $10,000 that her marriage wouldn't last a year. Mrs. Dupree Richardson confidently took the wager. But when the subject turned back to Vanessa, the realtor walked in, barely hiding her annoyance that the two were talking about her. Once Danny left, Vanessa declared that she was ready to be Joey's partner, in every way, because she had seen to it that the questioning Donnell had returned to school. Joey wasn't unimpressed that Vanessa had manipulated her own son so she could get what she wanted, but Vanessa maintained that she was a mother who wanted her child to get the most out of his education. "If you say so," Joey replied half-mockingly. Joey still didn't think Vanessa was ready to give up life behind the gates to aid him in his line of work. Vanessa offered to be a conduit between him and her Fairmont Crest connections and decided they should talk about it at her place. Joey was shocked because her home had always been off-limits. Vanessa pointed out that she was now living alone and admitted to a need to exorcise Doug's presence from the property. However, she added, they would be frolicking in the guest room. Her bedroom with Doug was still sacrosanct. Chelsea and Madison had dinner at the country club, with Chelsea sharing how Naomi had been freaked out enough by Bill and Haley's baby talk at their father's birthday party that Naomi had abruptly taken off. When Chelsea bemoaned Naomi avoiding the topic in their texts, Madison said that there were times the most healing thing one could do was to respect other people's boundaries. Chelsea marveled that nothing fazed Madison, who simply claimed that she was rational. Suddenly, she received a message on her phone and yelped, "I can't take any more of this crap!" Madison excused her outburst, saying the notification had been nothing. But Chelsea wanted to be there for her loved ones the way they had supported her in the wake of her kidnapping. So Madison confided that she had had a falling out with her mother, Willow, who had only embraced Madison being a lesbian because her tarot cards had ordained it. Chelsea was amused and didn't think there was anything wrong with people being into woo-woo, but Madison revealed that it went further than that. Willow, knowing Madison was a traditional doctor, had constantly been pestering her daughter with posts about natural healing options and fallen into fringe social media groups which presented more extreme ideas. Chelsea now understood why Madison tended to frown on the amount of time she spent online. Madison felt disrespected because her mother would tag her in crazy posts and state that her doctor daughter agreed with her assessments. It had gotten so that a patient had actually refused to be treated by Madison because her in-person views didn't align with how Willow had misrepresented them. Madison had made the decision to cut Willow off, saying that if her mother couldn't accept her as a doctor, then Madison couldn't accept her. During their last fight, Madison had called Willow a danger to common sense, while Willow had retorted that Madison was a brainwashed corporate puppet. Madison missed the mother she used to have, but had accepted that that version was gone forever. Chelsea clandestinely polled her followers, asking if they would be inclined to help a loved one reunite with their mother or not. Despite 73% of respondents telling Chelsea to mind her own business, Chelsea opted to go against the crowd and began formulating a plan. Andre ran into Ashley at the hospital. Ashley perked when he said his favorite person worked there, but he was speaking of his uncle, Ted. Ashley and Andre discussed having seen Alex's baby, whom they'd delivered, and Ashley wanted to know what Andre was going as for Alex's Halloween party. Andre announced that he wouldn't be in attendance. His feelings for Ashley had been real, but he was committed to Danny now. Ashley mentioned Naomi's theory that Danny had only married Andre to get back at Bill. Andre poo-pooed it. Danny entered her house and found Andre, who had let himself in. He was surprised by the depth of her kiss, which she called an appreciation kiss. Danny liked that Andre was forthright with her, even when his truth wasn't something she wanted to hear. She acknowledged that she had been pressuring him to take the deal modeling for Forrester Creations, and informed him that, out of respect for his wishes, she had turned Ridge's offer down. Andre was humbled and prophesied that their marriage was getting stronger, after Danny smiled that she wanted them to make it to their first anniversary. Jacob and Naomi were at Uptown, with the detective discussing a case where burglars had stolen an air fryer and some baby clothes. He stopped himself, but seeing Naomi's wall going up, Jacob remarked that they couldn't pretend her pregnancy scare hadn't happened. Naomi felt like bringing it up only made things worse, and she struggled to figure out how to fix the vibe between them. Jacob was in accord when Naomi said she missed their lives prior to the development, and when she added that she yearned to hang out with Derek and Ashley again. Naomi snatched up her phone and sent Ashley a text. Derek had a fantasy about getting up from his wheelchair as he and Ashley readied for their wedding. This made Derek determined to rise in reality, and on his second attempt, he almost did it. Ashley returned home, noticing how much the now-seated Derek was sweating, but he would only chalk it up to the weather. When Derek divulged how difficult it was for him to be stuck in the apartment day after day, Ashley had a solution. The soon-to-be Baldwins met the Hawthorns at Uptown, with all four happy to be spending time together again. Naomi lied that she and Jacob were great, and when Ashley and Derek mentioned they were trying to plan their wedding, Naomi couldn't wait to jump in and help. Eventually, Jacob saw Derek's boredom and tried to steer the conversation elsewhere, but Naomi became annoyed and said Jacob was spoiling her fun. Ashley followed Naomi as she stalked over to the bar and learned that Naomi's pregnancy test had turned out negative. Naomi relayed how she had been overjoyed while Jacob had been crushed. She confirmed Ashley's recollection that Jacob had married her, agreeing not to have children, but noted that Jacob had warmed to parenthood and now kept trying to change her mind about it. Back at the table, Derek became defensive when Jacob asked if he had told Ashley about beginning to regain the ability to move his legs. Derek deflected, and when he heard how Naomi had become stony over his awakened paternal instincts, he snarked that sometimes being honest with a partner came back to bite you. All the while, Isaiah, who had taken a seat across the room, watched the foursome interact. Naomi accompanied Ashley back to the table, but the shared wine loosened her lips. While toasting Ashley and Derek's imminent marriage, Naomi bitterly laughed that if the couple ended up having a soul-crushing, deal-breaking argument, too bad. "You're stuck," she slurred, pointing to her wedding ring. When Jacob wanted his wife to chill out, she snarked, "Detective Buzzkill strikes again," then caught on that everyone was looking at me like when my mom goes off the rails. Ashley persuaded Naomi to visit the ladies' room to calm down. On her way, Naomi stumbled and was caught by Isaiah. "You!" Naomi yelped. Seeing a strange man accosting his wife from the back, Jacob rushed to Naomi and recognized Isaiah, who said he was merely attempting to keep Naomi from taking a header. Jacob's eyes lit up and was glad to see his little brother. BTG spoilers for Monday, October 27th, 2025, suggests that Haley is put off by Leslie's offer. The Beyond the Gates spoilers for Monday, October 27th, 2025, reveal that Haley is unsettled by Leslie's offer, which is ironic considering they couldn't be any more alike. Haley is unsettled by Leslie's offer of an alliance. This is funny, considering they're both cut from the same cloth. Haley revealed herself to be a con woman who's after Bills. BTG fans immediately jumped on the Haley bandwagon after her big reveal. She wants to kill her husband so she can get access to his insurance money, a $10 million payout. Leslie is a woman who craves riches as well. She has manipulated people, including her own daughter, into doing what she wants. Because of this, she's known to be a master manipulator and dangerous schemer who goes to extremes. While Haley is a schemer, she still follows the #1 rule that you should never trust a rival schemer. She knows that Leslie is offering an alliance for Leslie's own benefit. Haley may fear that she could be used or betrayed by someone who has no qualms about turning against her. Danny pushes Nicole to make a bold move. Nicole realized that her marriage to Ted was doomed from the moment his secret was revealed. Meanwhile, Danny wants to take control of the situation now that her sister has achieved closure with her ex-husband. Danny is the first woman in the family to publicly divorce her husband after his infidelity. She's an impulsive woman who's been making bold moves lately. What is she about to encourage Nicole to do? Maybe she encourages her to retaliate against Leslie, which could cause more harm than good. Or maybe this is about Carlton, Ted's business partner, whom Nicole is relying on more and more. Samantha and June are at odds. June was revealed to be Samantha and Tyrell's biological mother. Find out what happened to June on BTG. Lately, they have been bonding at Orphe Jeans, where June works. When she's not busy, June has been serving up wise words to both Samantha and her brother. Samantha is having boy problems, and June is helping her with them. She's telling her to be herself, and she also advised her on which photos to post on her social media. Is that why Samantha and June are suddenly experiencing conflict? Did something go wrong between Samantha and the guy she likes at school? Meanwhile, Isaiah gets an earful from Kat. She's currently in an up-and-down relationship with Tomas, whom she can't seem to let go of. Isaiah may not want to hear the words that Kat has to say, especially if she issues him a warning to stay away. From Eva, obviously, she's going to fill in the blanks on her nemesis, and it's up to Jacob's brother to heed the warnings or ignore them. Let's look at what's been turning heads and stomachs this week on Beyond the Gates. A quick look at the highlights, best quotes, and gasp-worthy moments for the week of 20th October 25. As we head into the weekend and eagerly await our next helping of BTG after the weekend, here's a celebration of all the wonderful moments we got this week. Danny confronted Joey at Uptown after her conversation with Ridge Forrester, and she entered, all hot and heavy, about Joey staying away from her friend Vanessa. John is a wonderful portrayer of Joey. He is the only one who won't cower to the Duprees and tells them exactly how it is. Danny ended up making a $10,000 bet with Joey. He didn't believe that she and Andre would make it to their first anniversary, and if they did, he'd make the toast himself. In a conversation with Andre, Danny remarked that it was great to be with a man who wasn't shady. This, coupled with the bet, makes me think that Joey knows something that Danny doesn't about Andre. Isaiah Hawthorne made quite the entrance to Fairmont Crest this week, immediately showing interest in Eva and showing off his smoothness. Still, something isn't adding up with Isaiah, and he's too sweet. Like sweet enough to make your teeth rot. This was evident when Jacob and his younger brother connected at Uptown. He's been in town all week, but hasn't made contact with Jacob. When he entered Uptown and saw Jacob at the table, there was no calling out, "Hey, brother!" with open arms. Nothing at all. And when Isaiah caught a stumbling Naomi, she looked in shock and surprise at him. Jacob was there in a flash, and he saw his brother for the first time in a while, and the stare-down was intense. There was history there, and it's not good. They soon recovered and put on the happy-to-see-you act. Jacob quipped that Isaiah's reactions were as good as ever, and Isaiah responded with, "Someone has to catch what you can't hold on to." That was a personal attack for sure. Do Isaiah and Naomi have history? That has got to be the quote of the week. Beyond the Gates spoilers imply that a romantic reunion could be on the horizon between Bill Hamilton and Danny Dupree. While both of these characters are married, as Bill's wife, Haley Hamilton, has some dire plans for her husband, will Danny be the one to save him from his untimely demise? Would this solidify a reunion? Despite Bill breaking Danny's heart and breaking up their marriage over Haley, Danny is still very much in love with Bill. In fact, the two have kissed not once, but twice in recent weeks. Bill seems very adamant that he's over his ex-wife. However, his actions and face speak otherwise. What Bill doesn't realize is that his child bride, Haley, has been duping him this whole time. She and her cousin, Randy Parker, were only conning the man. The first plan was to drain his bank accounts, but more recently, Haley decided to up the stakes and go for the jackpot by ending Bill to score that $10 million life insurance policy. Beyond the Gates spoilers note that Haley originally decided to unalive Bill through a poisoned cupcake, but when his daughter, Naomi Hamilton, decided to eat said dessert, Haley decided to pivot things. Whatever the plan ends up being, Danny will most certainly be the one to save her ex. There may also be a final showdown between Danny and Haley, since the two have been rivals since the CBS soap began. With that said, Bill will be indebted to Danny and may also feel like a fool for falling for Haley's deception. Will he also realize that Danny is the one he belongs with? And what will Danny do about her marriage to Andre Richardson? She has created quite a messy situation by marrying the freelance photographer and deciding to stay married to him. Will Danny be the one to save Bill's life? Will she be the one to end Haley's in the process of it all? Share your thoughts, tune into the CBS Soap Daily, and check out this site often for the best Beyond the Gates updates, spoilers, and news. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.